Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, yeah. Not really a lot to say, and it was really good to have Elliot come to Swansea, and we participated in the witnessing, as I think he's done in many other towns and cities. But it was good. It was really good to have that experience, because I was witness to in Swansea, along in Oxford Street, and we concentrated around there, just witnessing around the block. And we did meet a couple of people. One of them was, he was a Muslim from Syria. He didn't believe in God. He said, no, I've decided not to believe in God, so from becoming a very believer, but then his profession as a surgeon. But it was still good to talk to him, and we felt, he stopped believing for some reason. He didn't want to go into details, but he really felt that God was there, because he felt God didn't exist or something like this, and then God was there through us, reaching out to this person. And we also met another couple of people. We met one particular person who was Sikh, a young student, just came from India not so long ago. And then there was another, me and Masako. We were sitting in the castle square. Steps there, she noticed a young man sitting there with a bicycle, and his name is Samuel, and we started to talk with him. We got the numbers from Samuel. Also, Prabjot is the Sikh brother, and we got their numbers, and then during the week we prayed for them, and it was such a good experience. We prayed for them, and then I put them on WhatsApp. I could see them on WhatsApp. That was encouraging. The numbers were correct. So I was encouraging them, started to message them, and they replied back. I thought, that's brilliant. That's really good. Thank you for replying back. At least we have some connection that way. And anyhow, during the week, as the week progressed, and then you message and then nothing comes back, then you wonder, maybe all the negative thoughts start creeping in. Perhaps they block me now, I can't see when they're online. So it's really kind of depressing. They probably looked on the net and they found all that negativity about us. But anyhow, I just prayed to God, and we don't know how God is working, do we? We have no idea. As long as we're available and we're there for God, then surely God and the Spirit will work. So anyhow, towards the end of the week, I started to I messaged again, and then a message came back, a reply came back. I was amazed. I was just amazing, It's not, something kept telling me that maybe because you don't see them online what time they were online, doesn't mean they've blocked you. It just means they haven't connected. They haven't, connected to WhatsApp during that period. Perhaps they don't have Wi-Fi, or one of them, Samuel, is a refugee, so he's working as a delivery person, just making money every day he works. On Sunday he goes to his Orthodox church. He's Eritrean. He's an Orthodox church in Swansea that he goes to visit. He takes that time on Sunday to go to church and play football. Oh, that's amazing. Don't we do that also? Sometimes football as well, so he could easily come one day. So, with Prabjot, who's the Sikh brother, I messaged him because I really wanted to go to the temple, Sikh temple. It's called the Gurdwara, and I messaged him, when can we go? On Sunday, because I've seen it in Swansea, I've passed it many times in Llansamlet, but I've never had the courage to go there on my own, so it was good for me to meet him, and then we actually went last Sunday. We went last Sunday. In the meantime, we tried to study something about it. I don't know anything about the Sikh religion. It's from the Punjab, from India, and I was quite amazed. In a sense, I can say that they're an extension of the Abrahamic religion, and how it was founded is where the founder came in contact with the Muslims, who were at that time, back in the 15th century, going to India. And through that, they came to being primarily Hindus. There's a new God kind of brought a new understanding to them, and that was the one God. What we have in common, they believe in the one God. There's only one so we went to the Gurdwara. Didn't know what to expect, because I did a lot of research as well in the meantime. She knew more about it than I did by the time I got there. What we have in common is the language. I can speak the language, I can communicate with the language. But it was
had to read it in the translation.
It's an old chapel that they've taken over, and everybody's seated on the floor, the women on one side, men on the other side, and in the middle is where they have their book, the scriptures, the scripture book. We go in, walk in, and we bow down, but it's bowing down to the book, to the scripture within, not to the actual book. It's something, and then you can give a donation if you want to. And then you take your seat, and then there's a band playing, and then they were singing these hymns, and they were really very simple words, like, you are our, referring to God, you are our mother, you are our father. And I thought, that's really amazing. It was really quite a lot of spirit there in this Gurdwara. And anyhow, it was very good. There's a lot of food in the morning. We got there. There's breakfast.
Just okay. I felt interesting when they say, "You are my father and you are my mother." That brought together our. I understand that that's the way to Father said. God is our mother, our father, and our mother. And I didn't know they were saying the same way in that aspect. So.
Yeah, there was a lot of them. But you mentioned that point, but that is, it was quite uplifting to be there, to be with them, to share with them. The breakfast in the morning, and after the service, there's actually the lunch at the canteen downstairs, and everybody has lunch together. And it was good. It was very good and uplifting. It was for me, it was a door opening into this culture, into this. I want to find out more. I will buy the book maybe from Amazon and try to read up more on it. But I felt like, previously what was a barrier to talk to these people, now it's no longer there in the field. It was really good. And then there's another Samuel, talking to him online, in WhatsApp, also just sending messages back and forth, encouragements like good morning and God be with you. And I get a lot of people sending me from my relatives, good morning, and verses from the Bible and stuff like this. So just sharing little things on WhatsApp, just keeping that relationship going. The last text he sends me, I just felt, I was driving to work and I just felt, send him a message, The purpose of life is to love and be loved. May you experience God's joy this day. And he replies back, this is the latest one, on Friday, I think he replied on it. I thought, I shouldn't really send that text, But I just felt I should do it. And I did it. And he came back and he said, thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you for the Father's heart that you sent it with. So this person is really prepared. There's something there with this person that he's got a good foundation with this Christian foundation. And so we just wanted to share that with you. Although the progress is slow, as you know, this year we planted a lot of seedlings, and some of you have some seedlings, but it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. From the time you sow it, from the time they actually germinate, wow, it's germinating. But then afterward, the work really starts. Put them in pots, put them in little more pots, water them. And so I just feel that's what our witnessing is going to be like. You've had that experience now with your little seedlings. Now look after these. These are the seedlings. These are the children of God. We are claiming the children of God. So that is a lot of hard work, a lot of investment of heart, and looking up little details. We water the seedlings and look after them. So that's how we have to do. So just wanted to share that with you, and may God be with us all in our witnessing efforts. Thank you.
Very much. Anyone else like to share anything? Can I just share something briefly then? Karen, I think, is preparing for a baby shower, and she asked, I don't really know why, but some baby photos of Elliot. So then out comes the box, of all the old photos that you haven't looked at in so many years. And I was just looking through all our family photos, and I just felt really, we go through each stage of our life, like there's no rehearsal for being a kid. You're a kid, you make mistakes, you do things wrong, you muck things up, you go to teenagehood, you've never done it before, you go there, you muck it up, you screw up, you make mistakes, you move on, you become an adult, you become a partner, you make mistakes there, you become a parent, you make mistakes there, and all along the way, every step is like, I felt as I was looking at these pictures, that every step was like a learning, some kind of learning, but also some kind of screw up as well at each stage. But I just felt so much love, from these photographs. I thought they're just a snapshot in time that was taken in that moment. And the love that's there in those photos, I thought, who cares about all the trauma, the pain, all the stuff that we go through, all through those stages of our life. But what really matters, what's really eternal, are these moments of love that we experience, these moments of connection that we experience, and that's where God is. And there was a picture of my mum and sitting with her brothers and sisters, and they're all long gone in the spirit world now. There's a picture of Elliot hugging Marina, and there's babies, really small, and there've been a million fights after that. There've been a million hurtful moments, but they don't matter. I felt they just wash away, because what is eternal is not the pain or the anger or the fear or the screw-ups or none of that is important. But what's really important is that we are loved, and that we love each other, and that we connect to each other, and that's where God is. And just looking through those photos was such a moving experience. And it just made me think, what's eternal is often what matters. We are living in this material world that we're bound by time and space, but it's an illusion. It's an illusion. Those photos, to me, 30 years, they were yesterday. Time doesn't really exist. It's a creation that we've created. Space doesn't really exist. One day we'll no longer be bound by it. It's not an eternal thing. And I realise it's all an illusion. It's not really what matters at all. So that was really a very deeply moving experience for me. So thank you, Kai, because my initial feeling was, oh no, where are those damn photos? I'm going to have to turn the house upside down. But actually, it was a blessing. Yeah, I'm thankful to you. You can see what a beautiful baby Elliot was.
Yes,
he's still a beautiful baby. Yes, he'll always be my beautiful baby. Okay, we've got time for a couple more songs. We can join together. Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, so there's been a couple things brewing in the background you might not know about, because they're not announced directly to the first gen, or no, it's the second gen as well. But yeah, Elliot's been putting together several projects with YSP project. That's one of his core objectives, is to get the youth involved and fulfilling God's plan in some ways, but also just helping them grow as individuals and get greater connection to themselves and the communities, and feel part of the communities for doing things rather than just showing up. So one of the projects actually was he went over last year to Kosovo to help their national leader to try and develop a YSP project there. And a couple months ago, me and a few other BCs, you might know Alma and Jamie, we also with another sister, Philip, and Tanya, we all went together to Kosovo. And it's the first time going to a country in that region, and it's actually quite economically run down. And I was talking to most of the youth, and most of them were trying to move out from the sounds of it. So kind of this project, its aims was to ideally help the youth take more responsibility for the local communities and to understand that they can make a difference as a youth. So we first went there, we were flyering the first few days, and for an event that would they were going to do a presentation. The youth from last year, they made a project, and they were going to make a presentation. So we're trying to get as many people to come to these presentations to get inspired. So we're canvassing around university campuses, and it was quite a interesting experience going to a foreign country and straight away handing out flyers in a rundown area. But yeah, it was such an amazing experience for myself, because yeah, it opened up a whole new different culture to me, where everyone we approached in the first day of flyering, they would, I don't think we got pretty much a single rejection from anyone. Everyone stopped, smiled at us, like genuinely listening to us and interested in what we had to share. And I was so inspired by this, because when you walk down the streets today in England, and they just walk to the other side and they try to pretend they don't see you, and we're all caught up in our own lives in some way. So it's just such an inspiring experience, seeing authentic people trying to relate to them. And as I talked more to them, I realized they actually have this philosophy there, where they have a saying they're taught up when they're young. My life, or my house, is for God and the guest. So it's kind of putting them on the same level as anyone who would come to approach them. Any guest they treat as the same way as they would the highest person. So it's a really nice day of flyering. I really enjoyed that experience. And we even had an experience going with their Cardiff members to the biggest sports hall they have. And when we approached there, the sports manager, we hadn't talked to him ever before, but he said, "Oh, let me show you guys around." So we went to every single sports hall, venue area, and every single area that they're doing sports in, they said, come play with us. So kind of we ended up playing table tennis, we ended up watching a Taekwondo show. All the kids from like 5 years old to 18 were they all had a different belt on. You can see as they got older, they got a higher belt. But it's such a beautiful show they did. And every place was just welcoming us, inviting us, even in that random sports hall that owed us nothing. And it's just such a wonderful experience that I don't think I'd ever have so much here. And it's just everyone was so caring and loving. So I'm really grateful for that experience. And I was also very inspired by how, because there's so much more open people, they've actually developed like a team of 15 to 20 CARP members already, like new members in the last few months. And I was very inspired that young people, because the university, they had nothing to do between the classes, and some of them lived in the countryside with nothing going on. But they're just showing up at the CARP Centre, spending good time together, and they're eventually learning a bit about the teachings and taking more responsibility. And they said, I agree with this, it's good to take responsibility. And it was very interesting to kind of see these people who weren't members but who were still so active. And they were also helping the projects as well, and it was very nice to show these people that they can make a difference in their communities. Because when I was talking to them, the university students, they all wanted to go abroad. They all said, there's no opportunities here, it's I can't make a difference here. They felt that. And you might not know, like Kosovo is one of the youngest countries in the world right now. It's only 14 years old after a war. So kind of peace is very strong in their hearts, because they just had massive conflicts for a long time. It's a very young population. And with them, all the smart people wanted to move abroad. It won't help the country develop. So anyways, it was partially inspiring them to stay there, show them. I think True Power's autobiography also shares that a young person should really love their country and embrace it. And even if they go study abroad, they should think about how to bring that knowledge back to their own country, and not just leave forever, because it just keeps that country in poverty or demolish them. But that was such a wonderful experience, and I really appreciate the opportunity to go there. And the YSP team are doing a great job. And another thing that Elliot organised was with Mormon pastors the Mormon missionaries. He had a DP study, and we were just going through some questions together, and they were just hearing more about them for 2 years. they said from 9 a.m. to like 9 p.m. every day, they were committed to just fulfilling their mission. And some part of the mission was just like helping other people for 12 hours a day, whether it might be painting the fence or fixing up a room. It's just, imagine doing that for 2 years. I think I don't see us doing that so much directly, having that same determination and sake of living for the sake of others. And they're such wonderful people at the same time. And I felt like I could learn a lot from them. How determined spirits they had. So anyways, I'm really grateful for these opportunities, and I felt like God working through all these projects, and really grateful. Thanks.